Hi, I'm Ed from Bombay Bicycle Club, and you're watching the AU Review. We haven't stopped all that much. I think the reason we released 3 albums within 2 years before this one is because, as you say, we weren't touring all that much. And then obviously after our last album, A Different Kind of Fix, we went on tour for about a year and a half. And you know, no one really wants to hear an album that's written on tour all that much. No one wants to hear songs about missing their girlfriends, missing their families, like being on a tour bus the whole time. So when we finished touring, which was earlier on this year, we set about a year's worth of time aside and concentrated on making new records. That's why it took so long.
Well, fair enough. And you know, you talk about being on tour, missing your girlfriends, all that sort of thing. You know, did that inspire the record in the end anyway, those sorts of moments?
Yeah, well, those are things that happen.
The title seems to suggest that, maybe.
I think it probably did inspire it, but I wouldn't say every song on the record is about it. There are probably 1 or 2 references to things like that, but I don't think people are bombarded with it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like, not many people can relate to that kind of stuff. It's more vague, hopefully.
Yes. Where does the title come from?
It happens to be the title of a book by someone called William Maxwell, and the book is about farming in rural Illinois. It has nothing to do with the album whatsoever, but we saw the title, and it kind of fit perfectly with the kind of underlying themes in the album. It's kind of the idea of repetition, especially within relationships, where you try and finish something, but you know it's going to start again. And the album's called So Long, See You Tomorrow, with the idea that you always say so long to someone and it's a very definite goodbye, but the next part is, you know full well that you're going to repeat the same mistakes again and again. That's kind of the underlying theme within the album.
Where'd you end up recording it? Was it at home?
Yeah, Jack produced this album. We got a studio in Edgware Road in West London, and the most of the album was done there. You know, the vocals, all the electronics were done there. We went to Conk Studios where we recorded the first album and did all the drums and guitars and bass. So that was a nice little trip.
Take it full circle.
Yeah. Again, it goes into the theme of repetition. Everything we've done.
And one of the singles has already been released. I've heard almost all the record. Haven't quite finished it yet. But the do you feel that the current single is a bit of a taste of the rest of the record? Is a good indication of what fans can expect?
In some ways, it's quite a dancey song. I think it's a very danceable record. I think it's probably the most intense song on the record. There's nothing quite as intense, and it's quite a grower, I think. I'd say there are more immediate songs on the record. I think we wanted to put something out that was quite, you know, difficult to begin with. You wouldn't want to come back with something that people didn't have to think about, you know.
Yeah. You don't want them to just think, oh, this sounds exactly like the last song that they put out or anything like that. And of course, it's you know, in the running for the Hottest 100, which you know was a big deal for the last record as well. Quite a few songs up the top there.
Yeah, I was listening to Triple J in my cab yesterday, and it came on. And normally, that's kind of normal. I'm fine with that in the UK, but over here, I kind of tripped out a bit. It was
especially jet lagged.
I was tripping out a lot.
Not quite sure where you are.
Yeah. Which, having finished it, you know, a couple months ago, and then hearing it on the other side of the world in a cab was a bit of a shock.
Do you remember the first time you heard a Bombay song on the radio?
I don't remember the first. One of the first times, I was driving in my car with Jack, our singer, and our song came on the radio, and we're like, oh yeah, let's enjoy this. So we turned up the volume and wound the windows down and pulled up at a set of traffic lights. And we looked to the side of us, and all our friends were by chance standing there, like, come on guys, like, really, like, it's not a good look, don't do that.
And they had no idea that you were listening on the radio, they just thought you might have.
Oh no, they thought we were self-promoting ourselves.
Oh, it's the big banner that was running behind the car, that was the problem.
Yeah, the Bombay Bicycle Club theme car didn't help, but
One of those Metallica-like size
yeah.
Black Album buses. So 2014, it's looking like the year of the tour once again for you guys.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of touring next year, which I've wanted to do pretty much the whole of this year. You know, when you're writing new music, what you really want to do is go and play them live. You know, it's all fun making a record, but the reason you make a record is to play it.
This is the payoff.
Yeah, so we're kind of getting it all in place now. We're doing a tour in February in Europe, March in the UK, then April, May in the US, and kind of repeating that again and again. Again, themes of repetition everywhere.
And then maybe in Australia.
Hopefully Australia. I'd like to get over for your winter, I think. If not, then next year.
Now, it's the end of the year, it's Christmas in a couple of days, and we're asking everyone their favourite record of 2013.
My favourite record of 2013, by chance, is right here. It's your very own Unknown Mortal Orchestra. Almost forgot the name there. Yeah, I got it from my uncle. He didn't know any bands from this area of the world, so I thought I'd let him in on it.